Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our live stream. We've done a little bit different for you here at the moment at the Royal Melbourne Show. We're kind of spoiling you in a sense where I've eliminated myself from the broadcasting box so that we can give you a little bit more information in regards to the live stream. Keep you all updated on what's going on down here on our Herald Sun Arena and give you the most that we can in terms of your live viewing at home and what you are seeing on screen now. So here we have it. We are underway with our champion saddle pony for our ponies under 12 two hands. So our judges just asked for the canter. You haven't missed too much if you've been watching. We've just had a walk and trot on the circle. And our judge is currently underway with a little bit of a canter. The great part about us doing the live stream here is we'll actually be able to get up close and personal with our competitors, of course, after they've worked and have a little bit of a chat to them about how they feel that they've went, the show that they've had so far, and just in relation to their ponies and where they went in terms of qualification and how they got here. It's interesting when you get on ground for a live stream. You can hear so much. So it's interesting. I think I can hear myself through the speakers. Oh, there we go. Good job, boys. Okay. I was going to say I can hear myself through the speakers here at Melbourne Show, in which case I can't say too much in relation to being up close and personal with these competitors. But the boys have just cut me off there now, so that's even better. So we can actually talk to these competitors after they've finished their workouts and have a little bit of a look. We might even speak to Raymond Butler, one of our chief stewards here, in terms of what the workout entails. But I'm sure everyone sitting at home is going to see that anyway. So our judge, Christy Hall, has asked for the very first horse to work out. It's 1259. So here we go. I'll find that to you. This pony's been very successful so far, having won the best novice. So I know the judge does really like the little pony that you're about to see up on screen. As I said, it's just it won the novice or the best novice pony earlier today. It is then transferred into its open pony section, and as you can see, it's working out in the championship right now. So this is Emma Richardson's nomination, Highbury Sugar Plum, owned by the Crawford twins. So at the end of the day, you can see that across the top there was an extension of the trot in which that pony did beautifully. And as I said, this pony has been one of the ones I've been watching all day because I know this is the judge's type of pony that you can see going around at the moment. Lovely change through the centre. I think what makes this pony quite striking is the fact that those 4 little white socks are really sort of emphasising this horse's movement across the ground, which is quite lovely. And the fact that it works very kindly too. Nice transition back down to the trot. As that's a really, if our photographers have got a photo of that, that's a beautiful picture across the top there. So as I mentioned, the horse that you've just watched work is Highbury Sugar Plum, owned by the Crawford twins. The sire of this particular horse is Royalwood Boy Soprano. So the sire of this horse has been siring successful horses at Royal Show level for many, many years. And that workout was one to watch. So as they say, when you go out there, you kind of set the bar. And that was set lovely and high. 4.75 is the next of our competitors out. Let me see if I can find that. 4.75 is Ku Yong Claudis, nominated by Gemma Wells. So it looks as though the workout so far is obviously trot a figure of 8, then on the long side asks for some extension before breaking into the canter. And again, some canter figure 8 work. For asking for the transition to come down back into the trot. There it is. And back now in front of our judge. The next horse we're about to watch is exhibit number 556. 556 is also Emma Richardson's nomination, Braeburn Park Spring Dance. So the Richardson family and the Crawford twins are having a belter of a show out here at Royal Melbourne this year. They're having a very successful day. So let's watch the second of their nominations compete here for the red, white and blue sash. And it's interesting just to note there with this big screen TV up, that little pony just then had a really good look up at the screen, but then the professional pony that it is didn't get distracted for too long. Well, I'm here with Emma, so obviously the first... And you're not Emma, you are?
I'm Trinette Crawford.
Trini, sorry. Well, you're one of the Crawford twins then. There, well, I didn't get it too far wrong. You show for Emma. Well, tell me about this. You guys are having a very successful show, this little pony working out at the moment.
Well, both this one and the one working out, they both live with us full time, and we prepare that little one for Annabelle to ride, in the ring. So it's fun.
From a sense of a championship class, it's always good to have two horses in a championship. It kind of doubles your odds a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me about this pony. This horse was obviously graduated from Best Novice this morning, now moving into championship, but it's gone a long way today for you.
She has gone a long way. It is only her second Royal, but she did win the Grand National, which was awesome as well. So, but she's not as easy as that one, but they're both beautiful ponies. Yeah.
Well, it's good to know that everything that we say here on live stream cannot be heard by our judge, and it's great to know that these ponies are having a wonderful time. So the Richardson family are becoming a name for the last 2 days. You've got 3. You've got
That little one in here as well.
the little one down the end?
I rode that to win the Open under 12 hands.
Goodness gracious, it's dominating. They're dominating out here, ladies and gentlemen. Well, best of luck. A lovely little workout there done by the second of the Richardson's nominations, number 556. And that's Braeburn Park Spring Dance. 802 is the pony that we are currently working out at the moment. 802 is a lovely little buckskin called Tamari Park Lollipop, nominated here by the Lee family. And this little buckskin's also been doing a really, really good job in the last couple of days. We saw him out yesterday with some of our, I think it was in our lead rein classes, and now coming out here and transgressing on, having won in their class a bit earlier to move into the championship. So as you can see, for a little bucky, he does cover some ground. Big moving little mare. And this little rider's certainly riding this pony as well. I can see there, she's just making sure that the pony's keeping her mind on the job. It's great to see our junior riders so capable nowadays at matching it out here with some of our more experienced riders. Of course, our Crawford twins, Trinity just then, as we said, she's out here competing. But it's good to see that the little ones can do as good a job as our more senior riders out here on these ponies. What a good little ride this young lady's had. Nicely done. $182. Let me have a look here as I flick through my book, trying to find the next of our horses out here. $1,828. There you go. This is Brayside Miss Divine, nominated by L.A. and L. Smith. Hello, young lady. What's your name?
Jessica Sharp.
Jessica, I tell you what, I was watching you ride out there before for a young lady. How old are you?
11.
I tell you what, you rode this pony just then. You showed it off to the best of you possibly could. Tamari Park Lollipop for the Lee family. You were working overtime. Were you happy with your workout?
Yeah, I was really happy. She's tired.
She is tired. She's had a big day. She was out here yesterday and here again today. What about you? How are you faring?
I'm doing good.
What time did you wake up this morning?
7 o'clock.
That's an early start for a young lady, but I guess if you've got to go to school, you've got to get up that early anyway. Okay, here we go. The next of our competitors is about to finish their workout. Nice salute to the judge, as the judge is about to turn around and declare who her champion will be. So in a minute, we'll find that out, because very shortly, our runner-up to our champion gets the opportunity to come out and challenge for the reserve. So just having a little bit of a look here, it looks as though we are doing a very quick rider swap. So, of course, anything that's done on our main arena here has to be approved by our stewards, in which case you can see Raymond Butler is there giving our riders a hand, because you can't technically dismount or get off your horses unless it's been approved by our stewards. Of course, if you fall off out here at Melbourne Show, it's disqualification. But you are allowed to change mounts, change riders, as long as it's approved by the stewards before you do so. So as you can see, our judge is just declaring her champion before we bring out our reserve. So it looks as though our reserve might be in the lineup here, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. This will be an interesting one, I guess. For some of you at home that have been watching the classes, you might be able to figure out who our champion is, but we'll take a stroll over and figure that out. Might be able to get in here and have a little bit of a quick chat to our judge. We might give her the opportunity to present her champion first as the orchestra sounds behind me, signifying that we are ready to present our champion. So our Australian Pony Stud Book Society, we are sponsoring here, and of course this is supported by the Potton Estate, as we are very shortly about to announce who our champion will be. So Highbury Sugar Plum is our champion, ladies and gentlemen, for the Richardson family and the Crawford twins, taking home the red, white and blue sash. And as you can see, I told you this horse has sort of transgressed all day, coming from the best novice up to now champion saddle pony. So it's a beautiful pony, a lovely little type. In fact, it's the sort of a pony that I would love to take home myself and have in my stable. And it's good to see that the judge has struck true to type all day as this lovely garland is placed upon our champion's neck. Very shortly we'll call forth our reserve champion, and once that's been presented I'll get the opportunity to go over and speak to her judge about what she's been looking for so far this show, what her type is and what makes this particular pony her champion.
Our champion 2019 for our champion saddle pony 2 bands and under.
So it's always fun watching the photographers, and poor Anna, she's getting in there and trying to get the attention of these ponies. Everyone knows that we love a good photo when we've been crowned a champion at any royal show. So the photographers are working overtime here, trying to make sure that Highbury Sugar Plum pricks her ears, which at this particular point in time, she's being a little stubborn. She's enjoying just sitting there in her own accord. She knows she's a good girl. She has no reason to prick her ears. And the reserve champion? Am I calling the reserve champion? I don't know who the reserve champion is. Our reserve champion. If the boys up there want to make me live, here we go. 556 is our reserve champion, ladies and gentlemen. This is the beauty of having me down here on ground, is if all else fails, I can always take over, which is a great thing. Okay, here we go. 556 as I look through my book here to be able to figure out, I think it's Braeburn Spring Dance.
Yes, you were spot on. So what a great result for the Richardsons from Mount Moriac. We've been having a chat all through the day, Case, about this particular stable and the success they're having. Here they end up with the champion and reserve champion out of the one stable. Congratulations to the Bear.
Well done to everybody. In fact, I might ask the boys upstairs to mute my microphone again so I can go back to the live stream, and in that case I might be able to have a nice little chat to the judge. So, gentlemen, if you can mute me, that would be lovely. I've been muted. Well, here we go. Our judge is just about to get a photo. They're hurrying things up. So here we go. I'll jump on in and go and have a speak to our judge, Christy. Well, Christy, no one out in the audience can hear anything that we have to say. We're now back muted again and only on live stream. That is a magnificent pony there in front of you. Just what makes her your type?
This pony sat up and travelled. It looked like a 17-hand hack, and same with the reserve. Both beautiful types, both conformationally correct. They both travel correct, and they're a pony I would like to sit on and ride myself.
Is that so what you're looking for when you like? I always love learning when I'm on a live stream about what a judge's type is, what they look for. So you as a judge really are eyeing off a horse that covers the ground and one that you'd like to ride yourself?
Yes, I start with the horse's head. A bit like going to the yearling sales with thoroughbreds. We start with their heads, go through their gullet, see how their necks set onto their shoulders are like a nice big slopey shoulder. then down into their front legs, down into a nice big girth. It doesn't matter if it's 12 hands or 17 hands. I like them short back, long underneath, good rump, great hocks. It doesn't matter what height they are.
Well, you've got the larger of your ponies to come out very shortly. Your day's not done yet, but you're enjoying the weather here at Melbourne Show. You got it all yesterday. You were here joining us yesterday and today. It's getting later on in the day. And don't worry, we've got more classes coming your way. So for all our live streaming audience, we hope that you enjoyed just having me down on ground here. As I said, we can say a little bit more when I'm down here on ground, but unfortunately, when I'm up in the broadcast box, we can't have that opportunity. We cannot talk to the judge, unfortunately, when we're over the loudspeakers, because we can't be seen to be influencing in any way, shape and form. So it's great to be able to catch up with Christy. Thanks for that, Christy. And we'll enjoy watching her judge for the rest of the day. Sit back and relax, ladies and gentlemen, as more coming your way very shortly. for ring number 2 and then a championship.
If you're a judge out there and you've been standing all day, and give them credit, it's pretty much a thankless job, isn't it? The only reward you get is if you see yourself giving a particular horse a prize and then you notice that it wins something in another ring under another judge, you think to yourself, yeah, I'm not a bad judge at all. But to be standing there all day just looking at horses and horses and horses, do you ever get to that situation where I'm starting to confuse myself?
No, I don't think so, because I think each judge has their own type. Each judge knows and sees a horse that is the type of horse that they want to take home. And I guess that's what judging is about. It's the type of horse that you want to bring home, have in your stable, have in your paddock.
All right, there's 3 out there I like. I want to take the 3 of them home.
Well, you have to separate them in some way, shape and form. A good way to separate them would be potentially how the horse trots across the ground, how much ground it covers when it moves across the ground. A trot, for a lot of judges, can show the horse's action and the movement. And believing me, so can the canter. Each judge judges different things.
Let's look over there in ring 2 at the moment. We've got a little Palomino going down the outside there at 100 mile an hour.
Wouldn't go astray on a racetrack, would it? But that's what the judges asked for over in that ring. That's a different type of judging. That's a show hunter ring where our judges ask our riders to gallop.
Well, it's interesting. I just watched something there, and that was really interesting to watch. That little pony galloped down the inside of that border, and the other little pony was trying to work down the other side, on the opposite side of those trees, at a reasonable pace. These are the things that our show horses have got to become accustomed to and used to, and you've got to be able to get your horse to concentrate to do the things that you want it to do. And there's a prize example. You've got one horse galloping down the outside of you, and you've got another horse that's been asked to do a nice collected canter down the inside. So there's a lot that can be asked of your horses to perform under difficulties at times.
Well, for those of you that are watching that don't get to experience a lot of shows in terms of our horse shows and things like that, here at Melbourne Show, it's quite a daunting experience for horses that have not been here before. Horses, as you know, out in the country, out on the farm or at any property at any time, don't see Ferris wheels in the background. They don't hear the loud noises of some of the rides and the carnival acts on the side. That's not to mention sometimes children are relatively loud in the grandstands or have balloons. So the environment that we give our animals out here at Royal Melbourne Show is that quite different to what they would have at home. So to have them come out here and perform is a testament to each of these horses. Yes, they're seasoned horses. Yes, they have been qualified at agricultural shows. And I know you're wanting to chime in with something here. What do you want to say?
We're just about ready for a result here, but I tell you what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the big screen. Can you remember 3 or 4 years ago, or 5 years ago, when we implemented the big screen here at Royal Melbourne? If a horse played up, the first thing someone said, oh, it can see itself on the screen, or you can see the screen or the bright lights. I have not seen a horse today balk at that big screen.
No, they're getting used to it, aren't they, these horses here at Melbourne Show? There was one down there before in the championship that actually had a look at it, but the horse never faltered. You could see its attention change in the terms of where it was watching, but it never faltered. All right, here you go. I know you want to read out. You're anxiously waiting for our open pony class.
No, I just thought it sounded very nice with a little bit of music underneath you as you were finishing up your conversation with me. This is class 237, open pony over 13 hands and not over 14. And it goes to number 166 Carlingford Park on a high. Shelley Pollard from Mount Barker in South Australia. Congratulations to Shelley. I noticed our rider there with a grin from ear to ear. Well done. Second placing going to 478 Rosedale Darlington, Tia Rose McKenzie from Middle Dural in New South Wales. Tia once again to the 4. We're promising young riders. I love watching Tia going around. Third goes to number 1452 Whitmere Airs and Graces, Nicole and Danielle Rima from Elaine in Victoria. The girls must have moved. They used to be my neighbours in Lara. They've now gone to Elaine. Maybe it's something we said. In fourth place is number 1884. Lily's Pageant, and it's Sandra Natali from Robinvale in Victoria. Fifth going to 871, Maxwell Matador Royale. Shaylee Joblin from Lara in Victoria. Thanks, Shaylee, you've kept the town alive. In sixth place goes to 1982, Donnelly Provincial, or actually it's Provincial. There is a Provençal a little bit later on in the day. We'll make note of that as Casey marks an X beside my name. Leanne Donahue from Nairn in South Australia. So every time we make a blunder here, we put a little score up on the board.
I think I'm winning.
At the moment, my dear, it's 40-30 and I'm serving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Carlingford Park on a high. Congratulations, Shelley. From Mount Barker in South Australia, taking out the open pony over 13-2 and not over 14 hands.
Well, tonight, if you're wanting to know what's on our Herald Sun Arena, because we're not too far off finishing our equestrian events from each ring, we still have about 3 classes to go before our equestrians say goodnight to all of you out here, before we come back with a big day's worth of showing tomorrow. But for our Herald Sun Arena, a bit later on, we bring out our Team Isuzu D-Max, and it's Australia's longest running and most famous precision driving team. Their incredible high-speed driving acts and demonstrations will leave you amazed by the capabilities of the team and its vehicles. With 2 demonstrations each day, they give one at lunchtime, and of course tonight, expect the drivers to display their skills in hot laps, high-speed precision, and much, much more. Not to be outdone though, you can experience the thrill and excitement of the Showtime FMX Freestyle Motocross Stunt Team. I know my daughter's a favourite of these guys. Watch in awe as 3 extreme riders orchestrate high-octane, gravity-defying daredevil stunts and sit in disbelief as they perform dramatic tricks and spectacular aerial stunts. So the show features 3 riders challenging each other to perform the most awesome stunts imaginable. And then followed by that, guess what? It's the big one. We bring to you fireworks, brought to you by Brighter the Colourful here at Royal Melbourne Show. So weather permitting, of course, tonight looks like a good night, so we should have it going on. We light up the sky each night here at Melbourne Show. It's always the crowd favourite, and the fireworks are a great way to end your show here at Royal Melbourne. Well, you can see that beautiful picture on our big screen of our lineup down here in ring number 2. It's class 305, our Show Hunter Pony Mare for our ponies 12 2 hands and under. Our winner is Carlana Spring Chatter, number 1305 for Gracie Humphreys from Nullarbor here in Victoria. Second place goes to 1517. It's Kawana Park Love Song for Ella Hole from Hayfield. Our third place goes to 1165. It's Eagle Park Crystal Roulette, nominated by Sarah Romeo from Bomb Beach. Our fourth place goes to 126. It's Rivington Topsy Turvy, nominated by Jess Torrens from Walla Walla in New South Wales. Our fifth ribbon goes to 1565. It's Thorpeville Ballerina, nominated by G&M Saunders from Benalla here, owned by Alandi During. And our sixth and final ribbon goes the way of Yartala Park Mistletoe, nominated by Parsons and Davies from Lilydale, and it's number 129. So our winner down there for our mare class for our Show Hunter Ponies 12 2 hands and under, Carlana Spring Chatter, continuing on with a very successful Royal Melbourne show.
Well, coming out to Ring 2, it's the final class of the afternoon before our championships. It is class number 307, our show hunter pony gelding, 12 2 hands and under. Well, to our enthusiasts who are sitting in the stands, and many of you naturally would fit into that category, what's happening tomorrow? Of course, our Galloways are joining us tomorrow. First time tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. We'll be having our novice Galloway classes, and then our Child's Hack right through till the lunchtime break. And then, of course, our Show Hunter Hacks join us also tomorrow in Ring 2 to start our morning off. Heading right down to our Hacks over 15 hands, of which both my co-commentator and myself, we're really looking forward to it. It's our Ladies Racing Victoria off-the-track spring fashions at the show, which is our lead off-the-track horses, our thoroughbred horses. For those of you who aren't too sure what particular class that is, it's our ex-racehorses, our retired racehorses who've now made a life for themselves in the show ring. And everyone, as far as the girls concerned, frock themselves up. The boys will be out there as well too, dressed in their finery. So it's a fashion show. Yes, it's a fashion competition with the horses, says Casey. And then, of course, we have our Ladies Racing Victoria off-the-track spring fashion at the show, which is our thoroughbred final. So we've got a couple of classes there. We have our gentlemen's racing off the track. So the boys are actually separate to the girls tomorrow. So we have two separate. So we're not competing as one, which we have done in the past. We're competing both male and female. That is tomorrow's program, which we're looking forward to, a little bit different. And our hacks make their way out here onto the arena, being our show hunter hacks, beginning at 8 a.m. in the morning as well. Now, what else is happening tomorrow, madam? Something that you know plenty about.
Well, Gary Owen High Tea's on tomorrow as well, where they give the riding draw for our Gary Owen competitors out here on Wednesday. So it's a little bit of a fun event where we introduce some people into our Gary Owen Hall of Fame, but also we sit back and enjoy a nice champagne scones with jam and cream, all the fun highlights that a high tea has to offer.
What's this wee business? I don't get invited.
Well, someone's got to do the job up here.
Well, you going champagning, are you?
No, I'm not champagning either. I'm up here with you this year, but the good thing is it is sort of the pathway into our Gary Owen on Wednesday, which of course is the pinnacle event here at Royal Melbourne Show for our equestrians. Is that of it's only for lady equestrians too, by the way. If you're sitting in the grandstand, it's a ladies competition for our ladies. And it is the pinnacle of our equestrian events here at Royal Melbourne Show coming up on Wednesday. The lead up being tomorrow for the high tea, which gives us that elusive barrier draw.
Well, it's interesting having a look at through some of the entries, which I've had the privilege of doing. And and I don't think I can upset anybody by saying this at the moment, because I think it's been in the press as well. We've got a licensed jockey, which will make you fairly happy, being a former licensed jockey. We don't have too many unlicensed jockeys, do we? But we have a current licensed jockey who's been through a bit of hell and back in the last few weeks and months leading up to the Gary Owen, coming here on Wednesday to have a crack at the the Gary Owen is Talia Hope, or Talia Bird Hope. Young Talia was an apprentice of mine at the apprentice school here in Racing Victoria, who went on and has gone on to become quite a successful jockey, but had a bad bout of, was it meningitis, I think? And poor old Tales was in an awful state of affairs in Frankston Hospital for quite some time, but she's made a great recovery, and she will be aboard her sister's horse if she fronts up on Belarusian in the Gary Owen, which I think, and I stand corrected, she will be the first female jockey, professional, to compete in the Gary Owen. And a lot of people will be turning around and saying, no, you're not quite right there, because the Gary Owen is named after whom?
Sorry, I wasn't on air. Violet Murrell.
And Violet Murrell was?
Hey, jockey.
Yes, but she wasn't a professional jockey as such. So it can be a little bit of a discrepancy there, can't it?
It can, but it looks like we might have to change our tune here because ring number 1 is lining up as we'll have some results coming your way.
Ring 1, as we see everyone lining up here to find out who's going to get the blue ribbon, is the Open Pony Mare over 12 2 hands and not over 14. And who is our winner? It is number 1985, Elizabeth Farms Miss Bassie, Tonya Taylor from Fitzroy Falls in New South Wales. Second awarded to number 366, Dirigery Park Penny Lane, Tim Hadlow from Coonawarra in New South Wales. In third placing goes to 1381, Malibu Park Blue Kitty, J&R Equestrian, the Oaks in New South Wales. Fourth placing going to 443, Rosedale Pop Princess, exhibited here by Chanel Hunter from Churnside Park in Victoria. Fifth awarded to number 682, Kalana Festivity, Ashley Robbins from Warrandyte in Victoria. And our final award going to number 480, Kyandra Picturesque, Cassandra Fasson-Jones from South Warrandyte. Our winner, Elizabeth Farms Miss Bassie, Tonya Taylor, Fitzroy Falls in New South Wales. Another one of our interstate visitors taking the coveted blue ribbon here.
In ring number 2, it's class 307. It's our show hunter pony gelding for our horses 12 2 hands and under. In first place is Owendale Beasting, number 921, nominated by Kate Kairos from an Indy in South Australia. Second place will be awarded to 1511. It's Arcadian Dreamboat, nominated by Ebony Lee from Whittlesea. Third place goes to Arcadian Enforcer, number 358 for Julie Tonkin. Our fourth ribbon will go to 1664. It's Oak Park Serengeti, nominated by Sherry Baines from Wanda North here in Victoria. Our fifth ribbon goes to 1965. It's Orissus My Golly Gosh, nominated by Michelle Laban from Healesville in Victoria. And our sixth and final ribbon goes to 649. It's Imperial Vagabond, nominated by Tamara Lee and Jessica Sharp from Whittlesea. So they are the placings here for class 307, our show hunter pony gelding for our horses 12 2 hands and under. At the completion of this class, as you can see, our judge is just placing the ribbons around her place getter's neck. Very shortly, we'll be underway with our champion show hunter pony for 2019 here at the Royal Melbourne Show for our show hunter ponies 12 2 hands and under.
Well, ponies coming out in ring 2 for the championship show hunter pony 12 hands and under. And we're finishing off tonight at around about 6:20 with the Lindsay Pud McLean Memorial Trophy. So our champion in reserve coming out in arena number 2. Very shortly we'll have results also from ring 1 yet again. In ring 1, just updating you, last class before our championships here. This is the open pony gelding over 12 hands and not over 14.
So those of you joining us in the grandstands watching ring number 2 at the moment, you can see our ponies down there having a really good gallop. That's because when we work with show hunter horses, which is what this particular class is involved in, this is our champion for our show hunters. In fact, our show hunter ponies, 12 2 hands and under. We like to think of our show hunters as a pony that can carry our riders across the hunting fields all day. And part of the criteria for judging as such with our show hunters is most of the time our judges, especially at Royal Show level and especially in a championship that we're watching here, our judge will encourage our riders to go for a gallop. So pretty much every single one of our riders that I've seen so far out in that class have really put the pedal to the metal with these little ponies, demonstrating how resilient they are and how well they cover the ground at a speed, and then how well mannered and behaved they are because they come back under the rider so easily. So our judge out there, Kerry Patchett, has been doing a great job all day in judging our show hunter ponies, but it looks like our orchestra is getting a little bit itchy up here today. Very shortly we're going to bring a result to you through from ring number 1. If you can turn your attention now to this lovely lineup here in ring number 1, I'm sure we're going to hear who our winners are for our open pony gelding class.
Thank you very much. Yes, the orchestra, we're getting in towards overtime for the orchestra, so the boys and the girls are helping Andre Rieu out here very, very, very quickly. Open pony gelding, over 12 2 as Case said, and not over 14 hands. Let's congratulate number 478, Rosedale Darlington, Tia Rose McKenzie from Middle Dural in New South Wales. Second placing goes to 628, Malibu Park Tip Top, exhibitor by Mr. PJ and Mrs. KL Dunstan from Tynong North in Victoria. Third placing goes to number 1452. That's Whitmere Airs and Graces, Nicole and Danielle Reamer from Elaine. Third placing here goes to number 725, Silkwood True Blue, Abby Lovell from Thornlands in Queensland. Fifth placing here goes to 380, Pemberley Whisper, Ella and Lauren O'Doherty from Glengarry in Victoria. And our final placing goes to 871, Maxwell Matador Royale, Shaylee Joblin from Lara in Victoria. Our winner prior to our championship coming up very shortly in ring 1 is Rosedale Darlington, Tia Rose McKenzie from Middle Dural in New South Wales.
Well, ring number 2, we now have the results through up here for our champion show hunter pony for our ponies 12 2 hands and under. This particular class has a trophy rug supported by the Australian Pony Studbook Society of the Victorian branch. And of course, the horse must be registered and a financial member of the APSB. Our champion goes to Owendale Valencia, nominated by Benton and Benton Hall family from Murray Bateman in New South Wales, number 1513, as we invite our champion into our Avenue of Honour. This particular little horse was foaled on the 14th of October 2009. This little gelding sire was Owendale Percy and the dam Owendale Lemon Butter. This particular pony has been no stranger to winning at Royal Show level. It was champion Royal Show small pony at Capital City here in Victoria, Royal Melbourne Show. So that must have been last year. So is that back to back, if I'm reading that correctly? My co-commentator might give me a nod on that. Am I reading that correct? Yes, that's correct. So Owendale Percy was a great sire, and this horse here, Owendale Valencia, taking home our red, white and blue sash, of course, with that beautiful garland in tow as well. I'll now call forth our reserve champion for 2019. Our reserve champion goes to Owendale Beasting, nominated by Kate Kairos from Menindee from South Australia. So congratulations to our champion and reserve champion down there in our show hunter section. Our judge has been working very hard all day, has Kerry, and her day is just about finished. So Kerry, and to all the team down there, Di and Lynn, we thank you for your efforts out there today. They haven't gone unnoticed, as is our champion and reserve champion here for ring number 2. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as they come past the crowd, give them a big round of applause for our champion and reserve champion show hunter pony for our ponies under 12 two hands. Our champion, Owendale Valencia, nominated by Benton and Benton Hall family from Murray Bateman in New South Wales, and our reserve to Owendale Beasting for Kate Kairos. So our champion and reserve champion, both our ribbons there are going into stage. The New South Wales team have done it again. Our reserve champion going to South Australia. So tell me a little bit about the next event that we're going to be seeing out here from ring number 2. I'm led to believe there's one more class.
Well, actually, there's not. So that makes it 3 now. It's not a class as such, Case, to be quite truthful. It's the Lindsay Pud McLean Memorial Trophy. And, of course, it was in honour of Pud, who many of us knew. The winner is to be determined by a point system: first 3, second 2, third 1. And it's for the most successful show hunter pony at the Royal Melbourne Show. So technically speaking, we've only got to add up our winners so far today, and whoever's got the highest amount of points wins that memorial trophy. So the horse gaining the most number of first places, of course, will be the winner. If there isn't equality, the winner shall be the horse judging or the horse gaining the most number of seconds. In true equality, the judge will decide perhaps that winner. Thanks to Michelle McLean, and we anticipate that it should be presented by Mr. Stephen McLean tonight. Eligible classes, of course, classes 300 to 310. So as such, it's not so much a class case as so much as a reward for the horse that's been most successful in that show hunter series. So if we can do our maths and see how good you are, we can probably nearly work that out ourselves. But we'll wait for that to become official.
Well, not to be outdone down here in ring number 1, they are judging now our champion. If I can turn my page to the correct space, it will be our champion saddle pony for our horses over 12-2 and not over 14 hands. Our champion and reserve there, so they are our winners from our respective classes, which we've judged a little bit earlier today.
Well, for many of you that have been sitting home watching some of our live stream today with Case downstairs and also with us upstairs, this particular event is a special event, an Australian Pony Studbook Society Victoria branch making a wonderful trophy rug supported by them, providing that the entry is registered as a financial member of the APSB. Also, the Pony Spring Holly of Astral, supported by Leslie Walkinshaw, a woolen trophy rug in memory of that particular pony as well too. And the trophy is supported by the Potton Estate. We've spoken about the late Ron Potton a little earlier on today as well too. So some great rewards there for our champion saddle pony over 12-2 or not over 14 hands. Well, down here in ring 2 at the moment, we are eagerly awaiting confirmation of our winner of the Pud McLean Memorial Trophy. Because we've got a fair bit of homework to do up here to be able to turn around and go through all the records. We're having a little bit of a guess who it might be. So we'll dare say Tim will be right onto things down there. Timothy, if you can hear us. I reckon you might be right in your assumption, madam, who our winner might well be. But you're not going to say, are you? Oh, dear me. You've stung me. The Lindsay Pud McLean Memorial Trophy is about to be awarded. And as soon as we get confirmation of our winner, we certainly will be calling them forward. And as soon as we can get confirmation of that, we will do so. So for our friends down there at this point in time, we can let you know that we don't have confirmation. What an interesting outcome we have. We have an equality of points for our horses. And of course, it's therefore left to the judge to decide. And the victory has gone to number 921, Katie Kairos. Katie, congratulations with your champion Owendale Bee Sting. Sorry for the hold up, Katie, but we just had to make sure we got qualifications. And that's come about, of course, by an equality of points. With
Well,
Swan
you
Ridge
did
Gold
say
Lyric.
before on my calculations that you'd been stung, so there you go. We were
Yes,
right up
I gave
here.
you a little bit of a hint.
Yeah.
But what a great little pony this fellow's been for many, many years. We've watched this horse win ribbon after ribbon after ribbon at many of the shows we've had the privilege of being at. And with a name like that, we can't forget it, can we? Because it's a name that really catches. Owendale Bee Sting. And for Katie Kairos, well done, Katie, to you. And the team from Menindee in South Australia. I know Dad has been a great supporter of your show in South Australia up until last year, I think. But congratulations to you here at Melbourne today. It's an award, of course, that we certainly appreciate the McLean family being able to support. $500 goes your way too with a lovely trophy rug. And Michelle, thank you very much for also supporting this event yet again, and to Mr. Stephen McLean as well too.
Well, as our judge and stewards from ring number 2 make their way off our Herald Sun Arena, we thought we'd best say job well done today and good night to you all. We'll see you up here in a minute as you make your way back into our judges box. Good job, Kerry, to Di, to everybody involved down there. Job well done. It's been a long day. Guess what? We do it all again tomorrow.
Was it this dark last night when we finished?
No, it wasn't. I think it was
Seems like
raining last night
I think
too.
it seems like we arrive in the dark and go home in the dark lately.
We do indeed. When it's Melbourne show, that's us.
Well, for the final time tonight, our anthem to signal that this is the last championship of the evening. Class number 252S, our champion saddle pony over 12.2, not over 14 hands, rug supported by the Australian Pony Studbook Society, the Victorian branch, and of course the affiliation must be registered and a financial member of the APSB, and also a woolen trophy rug in the memory of the Pony Spring Holly of Astral, supported by Leslie Walkinshaw. Leslie, appreciate your contribution as well. And a trophy supported by the Potton Estate, the late Ron Potton. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our champion, please put your hands together for number 1057, ACM ballerina Leah Walsh from Terry Hills in New South Wales. Well, New South Wales case have come here and towed us up so far this show. There have been some tremendous results for all our interstate competitors.
They're annihilating us in both rings, aren't they? There's a strong contingent of equestrians that have made the trek down to Royal Melbourne this year, and this is no exception. Another championship going back to New South Wales.
And why do I say that with tongue in cheek? Because our reserve champion, also from New South Wales, it's number 1985, Elizabeth Farm, Miss Bassie, Tonya Taylor from Fitzroy Falls. Was successful at Nyngan this year back in May, and also at the Wellington Show in May in New South Wales. Was reserve champion back in May 2019 at Yeovil Show. Walgett Show, took the blue ribbon there back in May as well. Was a tremendous May for this pony, and was first at Orange Show as well too. So tonight, or today as we say, tonight, takes out the reserve champion. So congratulations to our champion and reserve, And before we say goodnight to you, we'll leave you just with one thought.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a round of applause. There goes our champion and reserve champion saddle pony for 2019. As we said, our champion and reserve going back to New South Wales, the champion ACM Ballerina, and the reserve Elizabeth Farm Miss Bassie. Of course, to our judges, to our redcoats, to our ring stewards, to everybody involved, it's been a long day out here on our Herald Sun Arena. Dad, my co-commentator, it's been a big day. We start again tomorrow, nice and early.
Thank you, favourite one. Congratulations to everyone, to all our Rev winners. Have a look what this means to our rider out here. Big hug for his pony, and really wrapped with today's result as well too. Until tomorrow, wherever you are heading, and we see a lot of our competitors with the floats on the back of their cars going for some long journeys on the way home. Have a safe journey. We look forward to seeing you back here again next year. We look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow morning. For those of you that are still competing, we're
It'll
back
be
here to
day
do it all
3.
again at 8 a.m. So from me,
Good night.
and from me,
Good
it
night.
is good night. See you soon.